our base are belong to us.
You're listening to Gamers Digest, a podcast where your hosts put the controllers down just long enough to talk about gaming news, rumors, and anything else they can think of. Here are your hosts, Spider-1 and Mr. Factastic.
And we are back. There we go. Here we are. Yeah.
Yeah, just this year.
kind of playing things by ear tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get even. We had too much fun playing Worms. We forgot to do all the pre-show.
Yeah, the pre-show check.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Okay. We are Gamers Digest. We are a game fan podcast, videocast. A little bit of both.
Talk about gaming news, rumors.
Yep. We might actually go straight to just videocast for a while. The provider that I was hosting our audio feed on is having a lot of problems, so I don't know if I'm going to renew with them. Really, we get more YouTube and website hits than downloads through the audio feed, so we'll play it by there. I do have some hosting on the website, so I might host there if there is a big enough demand for it, but we'll see. And if this hosting thing gets resolved, then it won't be an issue. But we do better on YouTube, as most people do. So, like you said, we talk about gaming news, rumors, whatever we want.
Stuff we review games, previews, stuff like that.
We got 2 big reviews today.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, well, what did you play this week?
I played Walking Dead, episode 4.
I didn't start it yet.
Yeah, you gotta get on that, man.
I downloaded it last night.
It was pretty good. Pretty much everything we can expect from the series. The direction they're taking it. I like where it's going.
Cool.
So I also played Xcom.
Oh yeah, of course.
Enemy Unknown. I've been waiting for this remake for a really long time.
Right.
And it delivers. It really does deliver. And I'll review it later on in the show.
Cool.
So, what did you play?
I did Borderlands 2. They released DLC yesterday, which I haven't really jumped into yet. But mostly leveling that new class that they released.
This DLC is different from the Necromancer, right?
Yeah, this is actually a full-fledged DLC. This adds, they say, like 2 to 4 hours of content, new loot. There's like a new currency system. This is like one of their big DLCs. This is included in the season pass. So if you bought the season pass, you get this one for free. But you had to buy the season pass. Otherwise, it's $10. But I didn't get to jump into that. I actually didn't even download it yet. I do have the season pass, but mostly just leveling the Necromancer. I actually sat down and played pretty hardcore and found some people on Steam to help me level, and leveled up to, I guess I'm 49 now out of 50.
Okay, so that's pretty good.
I'm near the end. And then I kind of cheated a little bit and moved my character to where my other character was in the story with the save game editor. But I didn't make any weapons, and I didn't level that way. I leveled legit. Well, I leveled with help. But it's a long game, so I wanted the Necromancer. I'm really enjoying the anarchy that it plays completely different than like every other first-person shooter. Like, I'm running around with a shotgun that holds 1 bullet at a time and just tearing stuff up. I never hit reload. It has to go through the cycle every time. So I
remember you talked about how it works in our last show, and it seemed pretty interesting. Cool.
And I mean, like, I'll get up to like 370 anarchy stacks, and the reticle is like the whole size of my screen. And it's funny because being Borderlands, the character obviously breaks the 4th wall sometimes, and she's just running around. She's like, I can't hit anything. I don't care. And then of course she has the giant robot of death, which that's also fun.
So do you ride on it?
No, he just goes around and kills stuff for me.
Oh, okay, like a follower in a Skyrim.
Yeah, exactly. A little more useful though. He takes the initiative. Like, if somebody's shooting at you, he is on them like immediately.
And in Fallout, your followers you don't want to be shooting at people, but your followers shoot at people.
Yeah.
Kind of aggro.
Yeah.
I hated when they did that. I hated it when they did that.
Other than that, World of Warcraft, new expansion, still lots of stuff to do. Dipped in for Guild Wars 2. They released some new stuff this week, so check that out. And I ran a half marathon, not in a game, in IRL.
IRL.
So that was, pretty much all of Saturday, and then recovering into Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually.
Yeah, you did look pretty beat.
Yeah, Saturday was rough. Like, we were in bed at 7, and we were asleep probably by 9. So it drains you, but it's fun. So maybe do it next year. Hopefully, I can survive it again. But I can tell you one thing. Like when I'm playing World of Warcraft, I never look at that auto run button the same anymore.
Yeah.
It's like you guys make it look so easy.
True, so true, so true.
But my review is going to be the review I didn't get to do last week because we ran out of time. Miss Pandora, the new expansion.
Nice.
Obviously,
now is it Pandoria or Pandaria?
It's Pandaria, like
Pandar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pandarin.
Pandarin.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So, but we got some news first, so we'll bore you with that for a while. News stories. Oh wait.
Wait, we got a little news.
Yeah, I do. Did bring that up.
There we go.
News and rumors.
Oh. All right, so like we already talked about the first one. Borderlands had the pirate DLC, all that stuff I said before. Check it out. It's Gearbox.
Now, did you ever play Sleeping Dogs?
No.
I played the demo to Sleeping Dogs, and it's pretty cool. It's like a Streets of LA.
Well, it's supposed to be like the next True Crime.
Yeah, True Crime. Yeah, True Crime.
They different name, publisher picked it up, so they had to change the name. And
I played the demo, and I really liked what I played. I mean, it wasn't enough to make me go out and buy it. I'll stick to Grand Theft Auto when it comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But I really liked it, and they're getting a zombie DLC, which
like every other.
Yeah, like every other game. So you can't have it. I mean, even XCOM has zombies.
Well, yeah.
So,
but this time of year, you can kind of forgive them. It's Halloween, so we'll let them go. Darkstalkers, probably my favorite fighting game, is actually coming back with an HD collection, and they're hinting at a new game to follow it, which that's really exciting. I'll probably pick up the HD collection. I always liked Darkstalkers because it was a little different. It played a little differently, like the way the life bars worked and all of that, and of course the animations always look good. So,
okay, we got some Rockstar. Now, is this a Rockstar complete bundle?
Yeah, this is like a box you buy, and it comes with all of these.
Okay, the Rockstar bundle, everybody. It's got Grand Theft Auto 4 with its DLCs.
Nope, it's
just
the DLCs.
Just the DLCs, okay.
Yeah.
LA Noire, Red Dead Redemption, Midnight Club LA. I never got too much into the Midnight Club game.
I'm not a big racing fan, so...
Did you ever play, I can't think of the name now. It was like this game where you're stunt... It was something with stunts, where it was a car stunt game.
Stunt driver?
Yeah, it was called something, but I really like that game.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, where you had to hit the stunts and you got points.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah, I was killing it in that game. I love that game. But
yeah, this is a good deal. I mean, I think it's going to be like $70. Excuse me.
Did it go down the right hole?
I guess not. I am having kind of stomach issues today, so bear with me. But yeah, it's a good deal for $70.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. So we'll just move on. Sony's store redesign is out today in the PAL territories, so I'm super jealous. And at the end of the month for US.
I wonder why they did it that way. Normally, stuff comes out in the US first, and then in the other territories. So that's pretty interesting.
I guess maybe to flip-flop it so they're not so biased. But you can check out the video. I actually wanted to get the video, but I couldn't find one that I could grab for the show. They show you around the store. It's really nice. It's a lot better than what it is now.
That's cool. So. We talked about this before with THQ and some of the trouble they've been running into.
Right.
They closed their Australia office, and that affected 18 employees.
Yeah, and they didn't really list like what that office really did. I'm guessing it's probably like customer support. I don't think it was a development studio, but who knows?
Yeah, they'll probably just outsource it somewhere.
Probably. Mass Effect 3 is getting another single-player DLC. This one might actually be worth it though, because it's retake Omega with Aria.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You and I talked about it, and we both kind of felt the same. Like she kind of really wasn't part of the game. Like she's like, oh, they stole Omega from me. And you're like, okay.
When are we going back?
Yeah.
When are we gonna help you?
She's like, I'm gonna watch the Shepherd Shuffle.
So yeah, I mean, I did feel like things were missing. Some things purposefully, some things not.
Yeah.
But I do look forward to eventually getting a complete Mass Effect game because we still haven't played Leviathan.
No.
So it'd be nice to hit up Save Earth one more time. I'm gonna wait until everything's complete.
Yeah. Walking Dead 4, episode 4, on the PlayStation. I haven't played it yet. You're playing it on the Xbox now, so you didn't encounter this. But initially, it was break and save games.
Okay.
That's huge.
Yeah, especially for a game that's dependent on what you did on those other saves.
This is like the worst thing that could happen for that kind of game. But they do say it is resolved, but they said it related to using that third save slot. So what people are saying is avoid that third save slot. Now, luckily, I've never used my third save slot. So I have 2 saves, good and
the bad.
Angry. I don't even want to say bad because I can't even really say good. I can really just say nice and angry. That's it. There's no good or bad in that game. It's just all gray. So, but to be aware of that, I'd just say avoid the third save slot if you're on PlayStation. If you're on Xbox or PC, you don't really care.
PlayStation's still not getting too much love.
Nope.
Speaking of love, Microsoft loves us. They are lowering the price of the Xbox by $50 for this holiday season. They also compete with the Wii U.
Yeah.
And it's pretty.
So I bet my wife yesterday on a coin toss. If I lost, I had to run the Disney Princess Half Marathon with her in February. If I won, I get an Xbox. Now, obviously not immediately. We don't have the funds, but
nice.
I won.
And then this news came along.
I know. It was so weird because it was like 10 minutes after I was looking at news stories and I was like, look at that, $50 price cut. And I was like, why couldn't they cut it $100? And then maybe I could have got it next week. But that's good news for me because that Halo 4 is really the big thing that pushes me back. I want to play Reach. I want to play the Anniversary Edition. And I want to play Trials Evolution, man. I miss Trials. So, but yeah, $50 price cut. So, what is it? The 250 gig is $250 now?
I think so, yeah.
Basically, it's a $50 price cut across the board except for the Kinect systems, if I remember right.
And that one's what, $299 or $199?
I think the 4 gig, yeah. But I think the higher end. But I did notice that the 250 gig comes with like Forza 4 and Skyrim. So that's pretty cool. And
cool.
They actually have DLC on it.
Yeah, people love it.
So, last week you were talking how Tekken doesn't have a lot of mini games.
But now Tekken Ball is coming to Tekken Tag 2 for the Wii U.
Yep. Nintendo getting love.
Yeah, Nintendo's getting its love.
I do remember Tekken Ball because that was really fun. Because that also brings up Gon. Because Gon was crazy at that because he was so low.
Yeah.
You never hit him.
Yeah. Man, that brings me back.
Yep.
That definitely brings me back.
And that's the last time I played Tekken.
Dang.
So, but yeah, extra modes, costumes, all that coming to the Wii U. We'll probably have a lot of Wii U news
coming up soon. Yeah,
as it rolls on. Yeah.
I was looking at some videos of Zombie U and what was it, Rayman Rayman Legends.
The next one.
Yeah, the next one, the Wii U exclusive one. And I mean, it does. Zombie U and Rayman are the only 2 launch titles that. I mean, there's Tekken Tag, but I'd rather play that on PlayStation or Xbox. But just because of the control layout, I'm so used to it. But those are the main 2 games that I look forward to, and The Wii U, news-wise, is starting to grow on me. I haven't been totally sold yet. Oh, this is definitely something I gotta get eventually, but it's growing on me.
It's growing on me too. But the one thing about the Wii U that I don't know if I can take is, like, last Sunday we were watching the football game, Ravens versus the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
I got really pissed off that the Cowboys blew it twice against the Ravens. I don't know if I can watch that doubly on 2 screens. Because at that point, I'm going to get mad at the controller. Just throw it
break it. And then you're not going to be able to buy another one. Because apparently, I mean, I haven't seen... Me and a coworker were looking online to see what the price of that screen would be, and they haven't said, they're not
selling them separately
to
begin with. So the price is another Wii U.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a Wii U and just hold it and sell it for Christmas.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. That's what you got to do.
You got a new job. Hook me up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, you'd make a nice profit off of that. We got to try that one year.
Yeah, maybe. we gotta have the initial capital to try it.
Yeah.
True. I'll do this one since I'm a little more familiar. League of Legends, our big competitor, last week for viewers, and every week because everybody loves League of Legends, is finally getting an offline mode. They had the championships last week, and other than the people cheating that got fined, they also had a lot of connection issues because you always got to connect to the server for that one. It's kind of like the same thing Blizzard games run into. Is you got to be on the internet. They're finally getting an offline mode. That's going to be awesome for the esports scene. I don't quite know how they're going to implement it because it's a free-to-play game. So, maybe you're going to have to pay
against AI or something?
Well, I mean, the whole point is to play against other people, but, if an offline mode is coming, couldn't you just download the client for free, get a hack, open all the champions, and then give it to a bunch of friends and just play around your house with it for free? Obviously, you couldn't play on their servers, but
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they made so much money. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on this.
Yeah. So, speaking of, we talked about love. Hopefully, PlayStation will get this. Dragon mounts. Dragon mounts may be possible as a next Skyrim DLC, and I think that'd be pretty cool to fly around on the dragon.
Yep.
But
yell at him in his ear.
Yeah, tell him what to do. Bank left, bank right. But yeah, PS3 didn't get Hearthfire.
PS3 hasn't gotten the first one yet. They still haven't gotten Dawnguard.
Really?
Yeah. That's the issue. They said they can't get it to play right on PS3, so they haven't gotten any DLC.
That's horrible.
Yes, it is.
That's horrible. Dang.
Yeah, that's why I'm switching to PC.
Well.
Oh, well. PlayStation All-Stars Beta started yesterday for the Vita and PlayStation Plus members. From what I hear, it's really awesome. Haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. I did download it. Probably try it after the show.
Cool.
But I'm excited for it. I was watching the tweets today on people playing it, and they're really liking it.
Oh, so nice. Cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. I'd like to see that in action.
Yeah, I know you tried to fire your PlayStation up again, right?
Yeah, and then it died.
Nice.
Again.
Alright, let's see. Alright, so we got a discussion topic today. I don't know how long we'll talk about this, because it's weird, because we're kind of near the end of the year, but
we're shifting over to Q4 2012.
Yeah.
If the world doesn't end, we might need to talk about what the best game of the year might be. And since we're getting so close, I mean, we pretty much played most of what's out there.
Yeah, there's only a few.
Yeah, there's like less than a handful of games that are like AAA type titles.
Right.
For us to get our hands on. So we'll see. Oh geez, is that my brother?
I don't know.
Shadow Madness? Yeah, that's my brother.
Game of the year, XCOM.
Yep.
So, what's your pick for game of the year?
XCOM.
XCOM. Why is it your game of the year?
Because...
Other than the fact that I haven't seen you emerge from your room.
Yeah.
Other than to pee and go to the bath.
I sent out a text and a tweet to my friends that was going to say, this is going to be the least productive weekend ever. And I put tons of hours into it. I mean, I'll talk more about that in the review, but
Right.
Right now my contenders are obviously XCOM, Mass Effect 3, and Walking Dead. Yeah, those are my contenders. Like Mass Effect 3, I feel like it's kind of at a disadvantage because it's been marred. It's been marred. It has that stigma attached to it with the endings and everything. But plus, it's got 2 other games to follow up. So I kind of when I look at the Mass Effect 3, I look at the franchise as a whole.
The trilogy.
Yeah, I look at the trilogy. Like when they gave awards to Lord of the Rings, they didn't give. I mean, Lord of the Rings got awards, but they didn't really start giving awards until like maybe the last one.
Return of the King.
Yeah, Return of the King. You know, so the other and that's not saying the other movies were bad.
They were horrible.
Awful. They weren't that bad.
No, they were well made. I really like them. I'm just messing with you.
But so that's what I look at when I see Mass Effect. That's what I think about it. So, you know, but XCOM. I mean, it's a remake of possibly one of the best games out there. I mean, I still play the original XCOM to this day. You know, I have it on my netbook. I watch videos of people playing it. You know, with commentary.
You were asking me if you could stream it. So
yes,
exactly.
Yes,
yeah. Okay.
So I mean, definitely XCOM. It's good. I'll talk more about it in the review. But that right now that would be my pick.
Okay. My pick for Game of the Year would probably be between Borderlands. Really, Borderlands 2 has been the only game this year that's lived up to all of my expectations. Haven't played XCOM yet, and so I could change that. Diablo 3 was good, but it was kind of a letdown. Witcher 2, I think, really counts as last year, since the re-release was only this year. Torchlight 2 might be up there. I'm starting to like Torchlight 2. That's the Diablo precursor by another company. Guild Wars 2 was kind of a letdown. This cat is driving me nuts. Lollipop Chainsaw was good. I'd probably say Lollipop Chainsaw was most original of the year in terms of subject matter.
Radio's going crazy.
Yeah, but I think right now I'd go with Borderlands.
Borderlands 2.
Yeah, because it's Borderlands 1, but better. Give me him. Come here, Kratos. This is the cat that's driving us nuts. Say hi, Kratos. He's named after the God of War.
But he's a wimp.
I don't know. He's a fighter when he wants to be. Because he struggles to get away.
He's toughened up over the months.
Yeah. So, we'll probably do a full Game of the Year, like breakdown later. I just
maybe like a top 10 or something, like a top 5.
Yeah.
We'll do our own personal top picks.
Right. All right. Well, let's jump into the reviews. I also wish there was more customization in Borderlands 2, but there's a hell of a lot more than there was in 1. So, you know. All right.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
But it was still a good game, though. You gave it, what, a 9, 9.5?
I actually gave that one a 10. I think, yeah. For what it was, you know, it's fun. It's probably the only first-person shooter that I can play and not be completely bored with.
That's cool.
Yeah. Halo 4, I'm not sure about yet. You know, that could definitely be a contender.
Yeah, Halo 4, I mean, I think without multiplayer, you know, I think it could just get old, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, even Battlefield 3 starting to get a little old, just because, you know, XCOM came along. You know, I totally missed the double XP weekend.
Yep.
So.
All right. Well, I know Marcus is waiting for this XCOM review.
Okay.
So, you know, let's.
All right. You got some video for me?
Yeah. Start us up.
Okay. The game is called XCOM: Enemy Unknown. I reviewed XCOM, the original XCOM. Oh,
they shouldn't be able to hear it, but
okay.
There you go.
I played the original XCOM. Or I reviewed it earlier in the show, like in one of our earlier episodes. And basically, the premise is that aliens are invading the Earth, attacking, and the Council of Nations formed this group called Xcom. It's the Extraterrestrial Combat Unit or whatever, and that's the group that's responsible for fighting these aliens back. And you choose where you build your base, and you shoot down UFOs. You raid them. You can do autopsies on the aliens to figure out weaknesses. You can capture live ones to interrogate them and find out information. And then you could also research their tech and reverse engineer it for your own use. And I mean, that's pretty much the premise for the game. And you ultimately play the game until you can you figure out a way to stop the alien threat. Cool thing about this game is that it's shoot, I lost my train of thought there.
You got distracted.
Yeah, I got distracted by the video. Let me just go straight into view. Pros. I mean, it's a huge graphical improvement over the original. You know, it's not big time. You know, it's 3D. It's not the 2D fake 3D isometric view. The graphical user interface has also been improved, where
simplified.
Yeah, it's been simplified. It's been streamlined. This game has been streamlined so anybody can literally pick up the game and start jumping into it, and you know, anybody can play and be a formidable strategist against you. I will say that this game is a turn-based strategy game. So you take turns with your opponents, whether you're going against AI or multiplayer online.
That guy got beat.
Yeah, he got beat bad. He's getting impregnated with an egg right now. Those games, I want to say that the chrysalids were kind of nerfed in this version of the game.
Yeah.
Because they were super powerful in the original, and this one they're a little weaker than I remember them. And like when you become a zombie, when you get impregnated, you become a zombie.
Yeah.
And then after you kill it, after you shoot that zombie, you can a chrysalid will jump out of it after you kill it. And this one, if you can kill a zombie before it changes, you don't have to fight the chrysalid.
Cool.
I mean, yeah. So as you can see here, you know, mind-controlled aliens, stuff like that. This guy's getting ready to panic. You know,
destructible environments.
Yeah, destructible environments, which you need to be mindful of and be careful of, because you can lose some of your men when stuff explodes around them. But I mean, this game took the soul and identity of the original and breathed new life into it. Now, one thing that I like, that they gave you objectives in the game. So like, you know, like, hey, capture an alien alive, do this, do that, and that kind of helped the like a story go along, so you can finish the game. Because I remember when I originally played it, I mentioned before in my earlier review in the earlier in the show series, was that you're kind of flying blind. You don't know what to do. You eventually just stumble your way through the game. There's a lot of length in this game, 30 plus hours just to finish the game, and it's also a never-ending game. You don't have to finish it if you don't want to. There's over 80 maps. And if you do a regular playthrough, there's besides certain set pieces, you will not see a single the same map twice.
Huh.
So, I mean, and there's enough variety. I've noticed, like, I did this really huge battleship last night. It looked like there's different areas in the ship where I can tell where you could spawn and start out. So even if the map is the same, you can start out in different areas of the map. And that totally changes your strategy. So here you have like a guy in flying armor. He's like a sniper. He's able to get good ground in order to kill these aliens. And so, I mean,
wow, he is ripping them apart.
Oh yeah. And you got Sid Meier there as the.
Yeah, I heard there's a bunch of game developers.
Yeah, if you want to cheat in the game, you won't be able to unlock achievements. But if you name your character Sid Meier, or one of your soldiers Sid Meier, a few other developers from 2K Games and Firaxis, you can get really beefy soldiers.
Nice.
Let's see. Some of the cons. It did suck how some of the aliens didn't make the cut, like the Snake Men aliens and some of the little minor aliens and
DLC.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'll get to that in a second too. The maps aren't randomly generated like they were in the original. Like, one thing about that I liked about the original game is that no map was the same. There's no way, because they had a random generating system for the different battlescapes. I didn't like that they did away with the micromanagement of the bases and your finances and stuff. You know, because base management played a bigger role in the first game. I mean, you're hiring soldiers, you're hiring engineers, scientists. There's even this little, like you can allocate how many scientists to research this, how many scientists to research that, engineers, how many things you want them to build. And there's even a loophole that I figured out was that at the end of every month you had to pay rent for your facilities and stuff, depending on if something was stored in there. So, like, say at the end of the month I could send my ships and stuff to another base, and take like a day or two for it to arrive there, while your general stores are empty. You don't get charged. So there's little loopholes like that, And, I mean, this game is so good it makes you want more. So that's a good thing. Yeah, a lot of XCOM purists, we call them X-Bros in the forums,
X-Bros.
They like the game. They're really looking for more. And speaking of wanting more, there were new achievements that were leaked for the game and that aren't in the game yet. So, that's a link to possible DLC. So, look forward to that coming up soon. I'll be excited when I hear about it. But I wrote a little thing here. I was actually sitting on the toilet when I came up with this saying. Time is money. But with the time you put into this game, it's money well spent. I was taking a dump, everybody. But I give it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of first perfect score from you.
Yeah.
So how many Raccoon Cities is that? Infinite.
We have Infinite Raccoon Cities. We haven't mentioned Raccoon City in a long time.
I know. I had to bring it back.
If I
not Game of the Year?
No, not Game of the Year. It would be funny if I probably would have mentioned Raccoon City if I played Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And then when I played the demo, I wasn't that impressed.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
10 out of 10.
Well, we're gonna jump into my review. Hopefully this week. had to think about it there. Yeah. I'm gonna review the new World of Warcraft expansion. As most of you watching this channel might have already played or have heard about. Hopefully everybody's heard about World of Warcraft.
Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda. That's right. First thing I should mention about this video, it is me. So anything you see that's done wrong, blame it on me. Second thing is it's actually from beta, so blame it on the beta instead of me. Okay. So World of Warcraft, nothing's really changed in World of Warcraft. It's still World of Warcraft. Just some new stuff. Obviously, now there's pandas. I'm not going to break down World of Warcraft and what it is. If you don't know by now, you're probably not interested and you don't care. But we'll go into the pros first. There is a lot to do in this expansion. A lot more to do in previous expansions. They definitely tailored this to everybody. So no matter what, you're always going to have something to do, which is a good thing. They lost a lot of subscriptions during the last expansion because there really wasn't a lot to do. There wasn't anything that anybody really wanted to do, and the stuff that there was to do really wasn't that fun. So, good. That's a pro, definitely. I think they finally perfected the storytelling experience for Pandaria and World of Warcraft as a whole. They didn't go the full cutscene route like Star Wars does every time there's dialogue. There are cutscenes now, which is actually pretty cool. There isn't actually any in this video, but I wanted to at least show you guys a dungeon
gameplay.
Run. Yeah. But they tell a cohesive story. The other thing I really like about it now is previously, with Wrath of the Lich King, you didn't really get to fight the Lich King until the 3rd or 4th content patch, which is a year and a half down the line, 2 years after the expansion comes out. So they put this big baddie in front of you and say, well, you can't really kill him for about a year and a half. They didn't do that with this one. There's no big baddie. It's actually focusing on the Alliance and Horde conflict. And, there are some bad things going on. Obviously, there's some evil monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Always good. You also bring a force, not really bring a force with you, but bring a force to life of, evil energy. So that's mostly what you're dealing with. And in the first content patch, you see how that gets started, and you basically see the resolution to it. So that's kind of cool that they've kind of perfected that. There's a new class, new race. I really enjoy the new class. That's actually what I'm currently playing. This is
The monk?
Yeah, this is actually a shadow priest, which is one of my other characters. But I actually haven't really touched him too much once I started playing the monk. I really like the way the monk plays. So, this is actually probably my favorite boss because you jump on a barrel and roll it into him. So they definitely took some liberties with the game to make it a little more fun. The graphics for an 8-year-old game still look good. Probably not as good in this video as they currently do because it is beta and they didn't have all the textures in, so it's still a little lower res. And I think I bumped the brightness up on this because it's kind of dark in there, and I wanted people to be able to see it. But yeah, for 8 years, ooh, I forgot I failed on that one. For an 8-year-old game, it looks really good, especially with all the content and settings turned up. Dungeon content, what you're watching now, obviously fun and entertaining. I'm enjoying all of them. Like there really isn't anything I found that's boring. Actually, this one's no longer true. I did try a normal mode raid. They are actually perfect. It's hard, it's challenging, but it's not to the point where you're beating your head against the wall. Most of it. There is a point we couldn't get past. And looking for raid, which is obviously the easier, is easier. I didn't have any problems with that. I actually ran that right before we started playing Worms. It resets on Tuesday. And I didn't play yesterday. So, Battlegrounds are fun, PvP's fun, balance needs some work, but it's the beginning. Pokemon.
Oh yeah, the pets. I remember you mentioned the pets earlier.
Yeah, the Pokemon is dead on. Like, I really wanted to get the video because I downloaded an add-on yesterday, or Monday, that actually turns it into full-blown Pokemon.
Wow.
Like, it has the boxes, it has, like, Hoppling uses Bite. It's super effective. It turns it into Pokemon. But I dumped a bunch of time into that because it's fun. So it's pretty much Blizzard taking someone else's idea, making it their own with their own little tweaks. So
that's cool.
Let's see. There are a few cons. The first is there's a lot of daily quests going on.
Yeah.
And the problem with daily quests is you're expected to do them every day. I try, but I don't try that hard. Especially when it's like the same stuff over and over again, it gets a little repetitive. So, and there are a lot of them. Like there are like 20 to 40 a day. That is a lot. So, be mindful of that. PvP uses an MMR rating for the rated stuff like arenas and rated battlegrounds. The really competitive stuff. They didn't reset that for this expansion. So if you had an MMR rating before, you're still in that same bracket, which that kind of sucks. Just because it's a new expansion, new skills. You should. I think you should have been able to start fresh. The last isn't really a con, but it's still World of Warcraft. Like I said earlier, if you didn't like World of Warcraft before, this probably isn't going to really draw you in unless you're a big Pokemon fan, in which case you're not really coming for the World of Warcraft, you're coming for the Pokemon.
Yeah, this is an 8-year-old game.
Yeah, and I mean, they just passed 10 million people still playing it. How many other 8-year-old games can boost 10 million people still playing it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, what's another game that came out 8 years ago? That would be 2004. The original Halo?
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas?
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty impressive. It's World of Warcraft. Closing statement is I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Maybe a 9 out of 10, just because the daily quests are kind of starting to wear on me. But after the disappointment that was the last expansion, they lost a lot of subscriptions. Like I said, there was a lot of problems with it. They seem to be back on track with this one. They gave the player base what they wanted in terms of stuff to do, just normal fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's enjoyable to play. The game honestly is probably more fun now than it has been over the past 2.5, 3 years. So that's a big thing, and it seems like Blizzard's actually on track to start releasing more content faster, which is really their big problem. Like the next patch is already on the test realm, which is ridiculous for them. Like just to give you an idea, the previous patch before the expansion came out was out for 9 months.
Wow.
So there was a 9-month gap where no content came out. Nothing new. That's basically playing the same. That's basically playing Mass Effect 3 for 9 months.
Wow.
Nothing changed. So, but the next patch is on the test realm. So this could be really cool. But like I said, 9.5 out of 10. If you left World of Warcraft, I definitely encourage you to come back and check it out. If you never played World of Warcraft and you like MMOs, check it out. If you like MMOs, you probably...
Yeah, they're probably one of those 10 million.
Yeah, probably. So, I mean, their peak subscription was 12 million, so there's really only 2 million that are missing, and most of those could be in like China and stuff, because China has a whole different subscription model than us. They buy block time rather than monthly, so it's like a prepaid cell phone.
Wow, that's
prepaid World of Warcraft.
I wonder how much they put towards.
It equates to
Roughly the same.
I guess it really depends how much they play. So, and some of those people play hardcore and die.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't want to take to that point.
Like StarCraft.
Yeah. So, StarCraft. There's big news in StarCraft this week. One of the top pro teams disbanded. They basically said,
It's like a band breaking up.
Yeah, they're like, we don't like each other anymore. I was like, oh, okay. So, well. Well, I think that's everything tonight.
That's yeah. We'll see what time. Oh, we made some pretty good time.
Yeah, Star Wars Galaxies. A little tear for Star Wars Galaxies. I found my collector's edition stuff for Star Wars Galaxies.
I saw something for Star Wars Galaxies. It might have been like the booklet or something.
Yeah, I found my collector's edition pin, and the book, and the case.
That's just like me and MMOs. I can only make it to like level 15, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
I like Star Wars Galaxies because you could be a dancer and just dance and leave.
Yeah,
the ultimate gaming experience is to never play the game.
I used to play music at the cantina.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Star Wars Galaxies is like that was such a weird game design when it initially came out. You could do whatever you wanted. You could just make stuff and you'd be like the best. I do remember that I made it to Jedi in the when the game first came out, like originally when it was really hard. I was like the 3rd Jedi on the server, and it was awesome, but there really wasn't anything to do at that point because you were so overpowered. And I went light side, so I had a bunch of healing stuff, so I was like killing like the hardest stuff like it was nothing. And then I stopped.
I think I used to like I said, I used to play music at the cantina. I was on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And yeah, just used to play music there at the cantina. And every once in a while I go hunting crate dragons.
Yep.
Like up in the corner of the map, up in the corner, like just big teams of people just camping out.
Yep, trying to get the dragon pearls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
That's pretty cool.
I really enjoyed later on when they put the player bounty system in. That was cool.
Yeah, I think my brother did some of that. He's in the chat, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, my chat's not working.
Oh, well. Well, I think that'll do it for us tonight. Like I said, I'm not feeling that great, and we're out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we're out of stuff to talk about, and I need to get back to Xcom.
I need to World of Warcraft. No, actually, I think I'll edit the podcast, which should be pretty easy compared to last week, because last week I had to edit it, download it, cut it together, re-edit it, upload it. re-download it because it still wasn't right.
Oh man.
Fix it, re-upload it. Somehow, when I re-rendered it, though, it kicked it up to a higher resolution. Like, if you go to last week's YouTube video, we can get 1080p, which I don't know how that's possible, because we only record 720p.
Yeah, I noticed. I think I noticed something when I tried to download it. It was like, 1920 by...
I don't know how that's possible. It either up-converted it at some point in the rendering, or they're just faking us out. But we only record in 720, because... Any bigger and I wouldn't be able to see it on the laptop.
That's YouTube for you.
Yep. So, did you hear YouTube changed the way it ranks videos? It doesn't do it by views anymore. There's like an aggregate value in the YouTube video based on how long people watch it. So if people watch the video more, like the whole thing, it'll rank higher than a video with more views that people watch less of. So like the Gundam style video was in first because it had like the most weekly views like for the past I think 6 weeks. Knocked it right off the top. Like it's off the list completely now.
Wow.
So they were like, so are people like gaming the system, or are people just playing like 15 seconds of it at a time? So that's interesting. And it also brought up the fact that maybe I should have before just been refreshing the page on our YouTube videos to make it look like we had more hits. Oh, Gamers Digest, 4 million views.
That'd be crazy. One day we'll get up there.
But it doesn't work anymore. So what I think the next thing I'll do to game the system is just play it while I'm at work. Just loop it,
Just keep playing it.
Yeah. So
I'll have to do that.
Open it up like 20 windows.
You hear like echoes in the other room.
Yeah.
From all the
just disable the sound. Crash the computer.
my computer would do that. It's trying to crash right now.
Your computer crashes when you boot it. So.
Yeah. I defragged it and everything, but nah.
Okay, we've been rambling. We'll see you next week.
Gamers Digest is a Spider-One and Mr. Factastic production. All characters and games are owned by their respective companies and are used under the Fair Use Law. Check out Gamers Digest at gamersdigest.me, on YouTube under Gamers Digest Podcast, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at The Gamers Digest. Viewer questions and comments can always be sent to gamersdigestpodcast@gmail.com. See you next week.